May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Kook Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poopa of Kook Audio and Kook Archives. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today we're going to have the next installment from the Beginner's Mind lecture of that Shunryu Suzuki gave in Los Altos on November 11th, 1965. This is the second clip. It's you're going to hear it from him first, then I'm going to read it, then you're going to hear it from him again. I might say a little something then. Let's see what's happening here in Bali. Well, there's just a lot of COVID, Omicron, but it hadn't been real serious because except with people who are unvaccinated or only partially vaccinated. Man, I'm really leaning on this engineer I work with to get his second shot. He said, well, I'm sort of lazy and everybody else is blah. I said, man, you're a professional and you're putting your clients and your family at jeopardy. Well, my family said, hey, there's no time to be lazy. Good Lord. I mean, you criticize the musicians for being lazy because he's not lazy when he's an engineer. But this is important, man. Come on. And he goes, all right, I'll do it. But he has to get all these PCR tests because he'll go to these gigs, and they'll want to see a PCR test and proof and stuff. So I'm leaning on him. He's not a dug into the trenches anti-vaxxer or anything. Not much of that here. Well, except with Americans, some Europeans, and not many of them. But one thing I see there's not many people in the hospital because there's such a high percentage of people vaccinated here. And those of us who've gotten, who were vaccinated and all that, although my booster hadn't had 2 weeks yet, it's supposed to not really kick in well for at least 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And it had been about 10 days when I felt my first symptoms. And it hadn't been bad, but this is the 9th day, and I still feel, a little bit like a flu that's going away. I've been working, but I slept a lot. But, like I've said, it's sort of nice to sleep a lot. I usually can't do that. But hey, you've probably seen in the news how the hospitals are full in Hong Kong. Well, you know why? Because it's being run by politicians and not by medical experts. And they're putting people in hospitals who are testing positive and have no symptoms. They're trying to be real extreme, right? And China's doing that, and they've been very successful in some ways. But come on. They say you have to either be in the hospital or be in quarantine. Maybe you have to be in a quarantine hotel. I'm not sure. But if you test positive, you can have no symptoms, Still shouldn't be running around if you're positive at first. But actually, I think what I've read now on reputable sources is you tend to stop being communicative after, 5 days or something. And after 10 days, you should feel safe to go out. You tell me if that's wrong, but that's what I've gathered. But anyway, so I'll probably test on Sunday, which is 11 days, see what's happening. Anyway, okay, so now you're going to hear the second clip from the Zen Mind Beginner's Mind lecture. This part was cut from the book, and there's a reason it was cut from the book, is there's 2 blank spaces in it. And I think I'm going to give it to you tonight with the blank spaces cut out, but they're not really blank. They've got some sort of interference. And you know how we best can put it together. And then I think tomorrow night I'll give it to you with the blank spaces so you can figure out what you think he might have been saying there.
We recited Prajnaparamita Sutra this morning only once. I think we recited very well. But what will happen to us if we recite twice, 3 times, 4 times, and more? Then we will easily lose our attitude in reciting, original attitude in reciting sutra. Same thing will happen to us while you keep your beginner's mind. If we continue to practice 1 year, 2 years, our beginner's mind will have some pattern, and we will lose the limitless meaning of original mind.
We recited Prajnaparamita Sutra this morning only once. I think we recited very well, but what will happen to us if we recite twice, 3 times, 4 times and more? Then we will easily lose our attitude in reciting, original attitude in reciting sutra. Same thing will happen to us. For a while, you keep your beginner's mind. If we continue to practice 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, our beginner's mind will have some pattern and we will lose the limitless meaning of original mind.
We recited Prajnaparamita Sutra this morning only once. I think we recited very well. But what will happen to us if we recite twice, 3 times, 4 times, and more? Then we will easily lose our attitude in reciting, original attitude in reciting sutra. Same thing will happen to us while you keep your beginner's mind. If we continue to practice 1 year, 2 years, our beginner's mind will have some pattern, and we will lose the limitless meaning of original mind.
You know, he's talking there about, we recited the sutra once, so we had a nice spirit of reciting it, is what he's implying there. But if we kept reciting, we would lose that spirit. Well, this is, he always said everything has another side, and there's anything you say implies the other side, and you can't say the truth, because you're only saying one side. So I'd say another side of that truth is, while he's saying that at the San Francisco Zen Center, every morning we recited the Heart Sutra 3 times in a row, and it was fantastic. it was 3 times in a row with only one introduction. So it would be, the introduction is Makahanya Haramita Shingyo. Then the Mokugu goes thump. And then it goes bump. Such. Well, when we get to the end of it, we didn't stop for another introduction. We went straight into Gate, Hara, Gate, Harazam, Gate, Bodhisvaha, Kanji, Zaibo, right into starting it all over and starting it faster. So, and the third time would be even faster. Now, to us, it was really fast. Anybody who came from a Rinzai temple thought we were reciting it in slow motion. But that was really very dynamic. I have never experienced chanting at Zen Center to compare with what we did at Sokoji back then. I don't know, at Tassajara when we started chanting it 3 times? I don't think so. Because, we had Kobin there and we were setting it up a little more formally. But I don't know, maybe at first we did. Because I just can't remember. I don't think so. We were chanting some other things, but I can't remember when they were put in. So now another thing about, well, if we do it one time, we've got the spirit. If we do it, keep repeating it, we might lose our spirit. Well, also Zen practice is based on repeating things. You do it over and over and over, the same thing. So we can keep this in mind about not losing our beginner's mind, but don't think he's saying we're not going to be doing the same thing over and over. The point is, every time we do whatever we do, even though it is repeating something over and over, we do it with a fresh spirit, with beginner's mind, and as if it were the first time, because it really is the first time, because everything is fresh and new and being born all the time, that sort of thing, huh? This has been a Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sonora with Doggy Bandita, Feline Cuchita, and dear lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.